I touch that fire for you. I do that 3-4 times again. I testify for you. I told I like you, that bitch. I do it all and I'm around. You scared to do. I'm not. As long as you joking now here for me, I ain't got it. My bitch, scheming, looting, hide your body. As long as you dreaming about me, ain't no problem. I don't got nobody just with you right now. But the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can us lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you.
Welcome back to the TRUTHSERUM podcast. I am your co-host PJDRIZZLE, and I just want to say welcome back. And we have a new face for you guys today. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We post this shit to all social media platforms. And don't forget to watch right now on the podcast YouTube channel episodes 71 and 72. Now, I'm going to give our guest the floor for her own introduction and three things about herself.
Hey, my name is Gia G. I go by Gia G, and I'm an artist, singer, songwriter, model, and just engaged in a lot of different hobbies and skills. It's been quite a fast-paced and full-time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just starting to get into podcast, lots of digital content and content creation and collaborations with people. So yeah, I'm mostly an artist. I would consider myself like an artist. I'm a recording artist, studio artist, also in the podcast space now, and I'm trying to think of what else. Modeling too. Yeah.
Got you. And do you make your own songs?
Yeah, I mean, I do make my own songs. I don't make the beats myself, but I write my songs.
Okay. And then what inspires you to become a model, if you don't mind me asking?
A model?
Yeah, you said what inspires you to become a model?
Yeah, so basically, like, when I was much younger, a lot of people told me that I should get into it. And, you know, I think a lot of women, like girls, they want to become models. And, you know, I just think that, like, being a woman, it means that you basically decide what you want to do. So, you know, I think that, like, a lot of young girls, young women aspire to become models, especially from, like, the media and stuff like that, from watching, you know, the news, watching commercials, like, being on social media, YouTube, like, all of these different platforms do make you want to just, like, get onto social media and like put yourself out there and become a model and like do that type of stuff. So that's why I have mostly been thinking that it would become my dream to also become a model, because, you know, I think like that's the main, you know, that's the main like part of like just being a girl to some extent, is like wanting to just be seen and be beautiful and just, you know, put yourself out there. I think a lot of like being a woman for me has been centered around like, beauty and community. So I think that modeling has definitely been a great outlet for me to explore, because I've just always been interested in expressing myself like creatively. And, you know, fashion is also something that I like to some extent. I mean, there's times when I don't necessarily love fashion, but at the same time, like, I do try to stay engaged with it at the same time.
Okay, all right. And let me ask you this: at what age, like, did you start like modeling? Like, is there like a certain age that you have to reach, like, to become a model? Like, is there such a thing as a young age?
So in my case, I was like 16 when I started like getting into it, I guess. But, you know, I don't know. I think a lot of people would consider themselves like models or actors, actresses, um, and you don't have like representation, or maybe you never had like a big job or something like that before. So I'm definitely like, I'm torn, because there's a part of me that's like always wanted to get into modeling. And there's a
Hmm.
part of me that like always wanted to become a singer. And I feel like the singer like art musician is like winning more
Okay.
because I have mostly been focused on music. But every once in a while, like great brands or great opportunities come my way, and I love to be part of it. Like this Black Matter Trap is actually a brand that I'm working with right now, and it's been really incredible to work with like a designer who started their own brand.
Okay. What inspired? And also, I forgot to ask. What inspired you to do music?
Yeah, I also always wanted to do music as a kid. Like I loved singing. As a young girl, I always loved singing. So that's why I wanted to do it because I just couldn't stop singing, couldn't stop thinking about wanting to like make music and just always looking up to musicians, always looking up to people like, Beyonce, SZA, like FK Twigs, like so many incredible like artists out there that made me want to get into it. Just like, oh, it's just no fair. Like, these things seem really cool. I guess I just wanted to know what it was like.
Okay, so like everywhere you went, you sing.
Would you say?
Everywhere you went, you just sing.
If I was by myself, I would just sing.
No, I said everywhere that you went, you sing. Like it don't matter where you went.
Everywhere I would go, like, like as a
Hmm.
young, I like get the vibe that like this is what I really like to do because when I have time or when I'm like by myself or when I'm with people who also like making music, like we just want to like collaborate. We just want to like make music. We want to sing. We want to come up with new songs. And I've been writing songs actually since I was like much younger. So it's crazy how all these songs kind of like evolved over time. And then
Hmm.
I was just kind of like, well, if you want to do music, you should put out a project. You should put some music out and don't be shy. And I was shy for a while, but then I started putting music out there and it just honestly made me feel way less shy.
Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So now we're gonna go into the current events. No, wait. Let me ask you this one quick additional question. What genre do you also like do? Like what genre of music do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a singer and rapper, so I do R&B and hip hop.
Hmm. Okay.
Those would be like the main ones. I did recently work on like a sort of like trap rock trap. So I'm kind of getting into that like whole trap music and rock music type of space. But I really do love plug and B. And I do have like one song I guess I would consider plug and B. And I want to make more music in different genres. Right now, I'm working on some new stuff, like one song, which is gonna
Okay.
be funny. I'm sure like a lot of people will be surprised by that. But I think as an artist, it's fun to experiment with different styles.
Got you. And like with being an artist and a model, everybody that you've worked with like has been like professional. Like nobody has like tried to like do you dirty.
Well, I mean, the thing about like, I guess being an artist means that you collaborate with a lot of different types of people. And I don't know. I mean, we're all people at the end of the day, and of course, um, generally, in even professional settings, there have been unprofessional people. So I think regardless, you always just keep a good team around you, keep good people around you, and let people know like where you're going, where you're gonna be, what time you're gonna be places, so that you keep up with like um your schedule and you let people know like about your safety and your surroundings. And there's been a lot of incredible people around me who have really like made sure that I'm safe and check in with me and just make sure that I'm getting to where I gotta go safely and like check in, make sure I got places safely, got home safely. So yeah, there's a lot of great people around me, I think, who really just like try to make sure that I'm like being smart and safe. And yeah, I mean, you always hope for the best, but like I said, I mean, we all see what's going on in the world today. There's lots of different, scenarios out there, and we always have to be careful and mindful of where we place ourselves. So yeah, I'm very lucky in every sense to have, been able to work without feeling unsafe or uncomfortable. But yeah, always try to keep it going.
Okay, I like that you have a team and you have people that have your back and make sure that you're well taken care of. You heard me? You heard me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was just saying that I like that you have a team and people that have your back and that make sure that you're well taken care of.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really
You,
it makes a huge difference for sure.
okay, all right. All right, so now we're gonna go into the current events, and then to start off, I'm gonna name like some movie titles, and like out of these movie titles, like you just tell me like what would interest you to go see and watch it like in theaters. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So we have Primate. We have Greenland 2 Migration.
You
We
said run,
have. I'm sorry. Say again.
you said Running Man too.
No, Greenland 2.
Greenland.
Yeah. Greenland 2 Migration. And then the next one is a 40th anniversary movie. It's called Labyrinth. And then the last one is called Is This Thing On? Question mark.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this thing on? Sounds good. I don't know if it's political or just like comedy. I feel like the thing about me is I really like scary movies. I don't know. I like sci-fi, but I tend to watch scary movies a lot
hmm
because there's just so many scary movies out there. Um,
So then you'll definitely like Primate because Primate is definitely a horror movie about this like monkey that gets bitten like by a bat and then becomes like feral and like has rabies and all.
I probably would love it, but lately I've been trying to stay away from horror movies because I feel like it's changed my mindset a lot, and I
Yeah.
feel like I need to watch more lighthearted and uplifting movies where basically I, you know, just can laugh and enjoy it. I mean, I think so many of the movies out right now are basically scary movies. So it's hard to stay away from them. And no matter what, I feel like it's inevitable that I'll watch a scary movie. So I feel like the this thing on sounded
Yeah.
good, and the one before it, I forgot what it was called.
Labyrinth.
Okay, yeah, Labyrinth. I think I've heard of Labyrinth before because it was
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like an old classic movie.
scary movie. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
like
not too sure if it's scary.
scary. I think I know what it's talking about. Oh well, I don't know, but I know that there was a scary movie out there. It was called Pan's Labyrinth or something like that, and it was like a
hmm Okay. All right. So you pick Is This Thing On? That would interest you to go watch it?
yeah. I'm gonna go check out the trailer for it later, though. I would definitely love to check out the trailer because usually I'll watch the trailer and get a vibe.
Yeah.
Funny, or if it's social commentary on social media or the digital age that we're living in, then yeah,
Okay. And look, like they also say that sometimes the trailer like gives you like the whole movie.
yeah, that is true. That is true. I've
hmm
seen a couple of movies that are like that. Like you just overall watch the movie, you're like, this is exactly what the trailer looks like.
Yeah. Like seriously, it's like I watched the whole movie. Like, why am I watching the movie again? Like when it comes out.
I know. I mean, everybody expresses themselves differently, but I feel like it would be really cool to make a movie or be in a movie. Yeah, I'm slowly trying to put myself out there, in the acting world. I'm definitely putting feelers out that maybe that's something I would like to do. For now, like podcasting is definitely exciting to me. I might be on a couple more podcasts.
Okay.
It's really exciting because not everybody is a different storyteller. And my dream, well, I love anime and I love cartoons and stuff, so I would love to have like a cartoon or something like that some day.
Okay. And were you somebody that like back in school like did like plays or like musicals? Or no?
It's funny because I actually didn't really like them as much as other people did. So I would probably say no. Like low key,
Okay.
like no, not really. But I was in one play as a young girl, and that was fun. Like in a school play.
Mm-hmm.
I might have been in more than one. I could have been in like probably just one or two. But yeah, it was like a Shakespeare play. I did enjoy it, and I do like theater. I don't want anybody who's in theater to be like, "Oh, she like theater? That's so crazy." So I really
Yeah.
do appreciate it and I love it, but it's not something that I spend a ton of time like catching up on. But don't tell anybody that.
Okay.
I
Wait, you
wish
said
I wish I was more into theater. I'm really
mm-hmm.
into dance though, and I love watching like shows, like seeing dance performances and stuff like that. Like, that's more so me. But yeah, I like stories and I like storytelling. So I definitely think people who write, who make plays, who make stuff like that, they should keep going. And I think it's really great.
Okay. So like you would definitely like this show called like So You Think You Could Dance or like Dance Moms?
Would I ever be on a show like that?
No, I said like you would you watch those kind of shows like So
Oh
You
yeah,
Think You Could Dance and like Dance Moms?
definitely. As a kid, I used to watch those shows like way more for sure. But I also did like to watch a lot of shows about weddings as a kid too.
Okay.
Like to be honest with you, like Dance Moms was fun, but I was more of a reality TV type of girl, and I don't know why. And also mystery shows like the show Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like
All
I
right.
watch a lot of like series. Like I'm really into like sci-fi and like action stuff like that.
Yeah, me
So I
too.
feel like I was watching like all the like mystical shows, like H2O, like series Victoria, stuff like that. But I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really watching like Dance Moms until I was like a little bit older and like Dancing with the Stars. Yeah,
So you were definitely a Nickelodeon child, like over Disney.
yeah, I would definitely say so. But the thing about it is like there were some shows on Disney that I did like. Like I love the movies. My birthday is around October, and I absolutely loved like watching the Halloween like um month that they would do. Like every month,
Yeah.
like every like Halloween, like Disney would have like all the spooky like shows and stuff. Maybe that's why I'm like into like scary stuff because my birthday like falls like on Halloween weekend or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I always watch like the witchy movies, like yeah, all the Disney movies that they have. I love Disney original movies, but SpongeBob did have my heart, and I love Victorious, and a lot of the Nickelodeon shows were also just very good. So I watched every one. I love Cartoon Network as well.
Okay. All right. Did you have plans to go see the new SpongeBob movie?
I actually did see the new SpongeBob movie. Funny enough, I saw it already. It was really fun. I really liked it. Ice Spice's character was pretty funny in the movie.
Okay.
Like I thought that they should have made her character look a little bit like more like her. But hey, like, how are you gonna complain when you're in SpongeBob? Like that's so lit that she got to be, part of that, and it was interesting because it was very reminiscent of some of the original like SpongeBob stuff that they had. Like they just put everything together really well because it just took you through like the years of like SpongeBob. There were a lot of like characters that you just remembered and you were like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my god, like that's so funny or like that's so cute. But I thought it had a good message. I think it's good for kids as well. It's like one of those follow your dream type of movies, but also be
Yeah.
careful. So I thought it had a good message, and I think SpongeBob is overall just a great show for anybody. I
Yeah.
was
And
obsessed,
also.
obsessed with SpongeBob too, like as a kid.
Hmm.
I think that's why she like really hit it on the nail with Bikini Bottom. Like when Ice Spice first came out with like Bikini Bottom, like I think that's why a lot of people like really loved it because
Yeah.
they were like, oh my God, like that's just so iconic and smart of her to like choose to start off with that type of topic.
Okay. Wait, so let me ask you this. Did you see what she wore at the premiere of that new movie?
Yeah, I mean, I did see what she
How did
wore.
you feel about that?
I mean, I didn't mind it personally. Like, I think she's really gorgeous. I think she really
So this
likes
is
to
a kids
express herself
movie.
that way.
Mhm.
I mean, I know it was a kids movie, and I mean, I saw the comments. I know a lot of people were like upset because it's a kids movie and everything. So there's really nothing I can say about that. But as an outfit, I did like the outfit. I don't know
Okay.
about the venue, but I know she likes to express herself this way. This way, and
Hmm.
she really likes to show off her body, and a lot of women are like that, especially in this day and age. So I don't know. It's hard to know what the right thing to say is because I think nowadays, like a lot of women just like to express themselves through clothing, and I think like with social media, it's hard to know what to wear as a woman because it's like half of the women on social media like don't really wear clothes. So if you have clothes on in your profile, you kind of feel a little out of place nowadays because it's like I feel like as a woman on Instagram, you should just be posting like bikini pictures and like lingerie pictures and like whatever, like club outfits or whatever. So I think it's really tricky, especially when you're like an influencer or a model. Like there's a certain to it, and I just feel like a lot of women feel pressure to like fit in with that and like match that like aesthetic. You know, be a
Hmm.
baddie, be an it girl. Nobody wants to be caught slipping. I was actually on Pop the Balloon, funny enough, and
Okay.
they basically were saying that like I was dressed like a church girl, which I was like, that's so funny. Like I'm really not a church girl. I think people just think I like have a very like young look, even
Wait, you
though
don't
I'm
go to
not like,
church?
huh?
You don't go to church?
I haven't been to church in a while. And it's so
Okay.
crazy. I don't really want to talk about church because it's just
You don't have
interesting.
to.
Like,
I'm not. I'm
like
not
I don't
asking.
know. Like I don't want people to be like, "Oh, damn!" Like she like I don't know. I'm a little bit confused about religion. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Really do believe in like God, but at the same time, like I have thought about converting to other religions before. So sometimes I do wonder if I like would like other religions other than Christianity. And it is just a thing that I've explored a lot. So I'm torn. Like kind of I don't feel like I'm fully decided on my religion, but I do believe in Jesus Christ and I do believe in God.
So with you going through
Try to
like,
be a girl.
so with you going through that decision of converting to a different religion,
Yeah.
um, is it that like Christianity like has like did you dirty? Like is there a story behind this?
Of why I would want to transition to a different religion.
Yeah, and then that you gave up like on like Christianity.
I feel like just as a young girl, I've been exposed to a lot of different religions. And like that's the main reason why I thought about it so much because I'm like, yo, like I think being Jewish sounds really fascinating. I would love to learn more about it. And I think there's like so many like nuances to it that I just could never understand. And I also went to college, and like I did my senior project about like love and religion and stuff like that. And through some of that research, I realized that maybe I would like to explore other religions because a lot of religions talk about similar concepts. That's why I'm like, I feel that a lot of people feel attached to Christianity because it's like the one true religion. But then when you start
Hmm.
reading other religious texts, you start to realize like they talk about very similar things. And like I think a lot of religions like do have similar ideas in mind of places that you'd like to get either physically, spiritually, in your body and your mind. And I think I'm just curious to learn more about like what that looks like for me because I was raised as a Christian, but I feel like there's so much information out there, and I just like to question things and I like to know things. So I think that's why I'm open to it. I'm not like completely sold about what I've been told. And I think a huge part about like Christianity for me has just been like it's been what I've been given my whole life.
Hmm.
And I feel like lately I've just been questioning a lot of that.
Got you. And let me ask you this. So did you get a match like on the pop the balloon?
What was that?
Did you get a match on the pop the balloon?
Did I get a match on Pop the Balloon? I almost did. I was like standing with somebody.
Hmm. And what happened?
He said that I looked a little too like sexy, which is so crazy because other people were saying that I was giving church girl. So I'm like, wow, like what is it? Am I too young? Is it too like flirtatious? Is it too church girl? So people don't really know like what to think about me. And I totally get that because I do have a certain look to me and I think that a lot of people just like assume that I'm like they make a lot of assumptions about me, about how they think I am, how they think I feel about life or the world. I look really sweet, I look young, yada yada yada. So a lot of people just make generalizations about me without like actually like getting to know me. So that's the thing that I'm always just like, you know what? Like I wish people would actually take the time to like get to know me
Yeah.
before like assuming things about me. But that's not always the case. You don't always get a chance to like express yourself before people make assumptions. You know, that's just like
Yeah. But I hate that. I hate when people like judge you and like they don't even like get to know you, and then like it's just so you just know everything about me like all for it. Like
exactly. And they're so like convinced about it too. Like I feel like a lot of people like once they make assumptions or once they have like an idea about you, then they don't really like think much about how they feel about it. So then you're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to convince you otherwise.
hmm.
I'm not even gonna try a lot of times. Like you can
Yeah. Yeah, just move on to the next one.
yeah, it's true. So it's interesting. I'm not really like looking for love right now, crazy enough. I mean, I'm
Okay.
open to the idea of like experience love or being in love, and I do like the concept of love, but I feel like right now I just am focused on my career because it's moving so quickly, and it's really hard to um like bring somebody into that because I feel like I never have time. Like even when we were like texting and stuff like that, it's just like always so hard for me to coordinate with people about all these things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to put anybody
Okay.
like this life would be like. I didn't realize it would be this busy, this jam. Always like, but it would be nice to have somebody who could do it with me, who would want to like be part of this life that I'm living, and be able to like, live it with in a way
Yeah.
where schedules maybe are just as crazy and we're just like trying to like figure it out and like do it. Maybe that's why a lot of artists end up together. Like I know that I think her name is Anasia and Forbats are either married or dating or something like that. And I
Hmm.
just that seems like such a cute couple. And I know like Mana Leo also got married recently. So I feel like a lot of artists tend to find each other and then maybe because our lifestyles are so different are so similar as artists, then we can like understand each other more. But like if I date somebody who's like a doctor or somebody who's like in a different field, they might not necessarily have the same type of time for me because they'll get home after work and they'll want to go to sleep or something like that. But for me, it's like, well, maybe I'm doing shows. Maybe I'm going to shows. Maybe I'm part of like something, an event, hosting an event. So
Yeah.
a lot of my life is like nightlife and performing, and sometimes can be a little unpredictable, especially for average person who maybe doesn't have the type of time to go to events at night, be part of all of these things that are happening. So I feel like it's hard to find like the right person, but I do trust that like the right person will come into my life.
Okay. And like what I've heard between like two artists and like even like people in the music industry like that go out together. Like I've heard like it never works out. Like it's just it clashes. It collides like in a bad way.
Go out when two artists go out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's actually so funny. I actually didn't know that, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, all the time you hear about like celebrities or whatever that like broke up recently, but you see like Kylie and like Timothy Chalamet, they seem to be doing pretty well. Like,
Yeah.
or like Travis Barker and Chloe. It helps when you have a lot of money.
Hmm.
I think sometimes like just like being rich can make anything possible.
Yeah. But I don't think like I think like sometimes like being rich like comes into like a good way, but like emotion is like it plays a very big part like with like both sides.
That's true. I mean, I don't know if you believe in soulmates or whatever, but I feel like when
Hmm.
you find somebody who's like perfect for you, then basically they will be for you,
Yeah.
and nothing can tear it apart. But I also have this idea that when you find love, like true love, like real true love, like everything in your life will change because of that. But then
Hmm.
at the time, it's like sometimes people in your life they don't want to hear that you're in love.
Hmm.
It's like
So
if
you get a
you're
lot of haters.
you get a lot of. I feel like if you're really really in love with someone, and I just mean this in like in the deepest sense, like if you actually like love this person and like you don't want anything to stand in the way of you being with them, it's like a movie. It's like those Christmas like holiday movies. It's like you will have to go to the end of the earth on some crazy mission
Yeah.
to be with this person because life will get in the way, but your love is like the thing that should like keep you two together. But that will
Hmm.
always be tested. And I feel like love is something that is heavily tested. And every day it's put to the test. It could be like somebody else. You gotta continue to prove your love to that person in small or big ways. But I feel like true love is always tested because the universe wants to see if you can really make it happen. You know.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So being that you went on Pop the Balloon for the first time, or I don't know if this was your first time, but
Yeah,
would you ever go back? Oh, wait, say again?
it was my first time.
Okay. So being that like you did that, would you go again for the second time?
I mean, I would go on a second time, but at the same time, okay, so
You're not certain. You're not sure.
I really did. It kind of
Wait, you
made
say
me.
you didn't or you did?
I did enjoy it.
Okay.
The video went viral. I got like tons of followers. It brought a lot of like attention to my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really ready for it.
Okay.
I
You
was
good?
just like the DMs, like everything. Like the DMs were crazy. Well, not crazy. They were sweet. They were sweet. Everybody, like, if people are watching this and stuff, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's paying attention. That's why I always think to myself, I'm like, you know what? Some attention is good and some attention is bad. So I think that it's good to put yourself out there as an artist in general. You always want to make yourself visible and be seen and show people that you're there and that you're interested in being part of what's happening. But at the same time, like sometimes some attention is just too much attention. And you're like, well, you can't be with every man in the world, Like I feel like
Yeah.
every girl like gotta know that at some point, like somebody's gonna tell, a woman, you be careful because, men they they love women, they want to talk to women and everything like that. That's why I always say like the right person will come at the right time because
Mhm.
you can't just talk to anybody and everybody. And I think I learned a lot through that experience, which is that um, if I'm not necessarily ready to get into a relationship or ready to date, I shouldn't put myself out there like that So I have to make sure that I'm actually like really looking for somebody, and maybe like I'll find better options through that as well. So a lot of people were telling me that they wanted to see some like better options on the show for me and stuff. So I think that energy doesn't lie, and like when you really want something and you're really looking for something, the right opportunity like finds you at the right time. So I guess I would go on the show if I was like really really serious about finding somebody to be with, because it just brings a lot of like a lot of romantic energy into your life, and you're just like, oh my god, like what is this, like am I really ready to like put myself out there and you know take these men seriously.
Yeah, like as long as you're ready, like whenever you want to like go back, like and go looking for that that right soulmate for you, like when you're ready.
Yeah, like heavy on that, like when you're ready, because you don't always feel like that. You don't always feel ready to do it. I think
Yeah.
it's really important because you don't want to waste people's time. And I think that people like they know when you're really serious about something. They know when you really want to be with them and stuff. So I wouldn't want to go on the show when I'm not really serious about somebody.
Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna go into the current events that I found online. The first one is Fetty Wap being released out of prison, and some folks are saying that this year 2026 is gonna be like the new like 2016 in a way, and also um he's getting backlash from a few of his baby moms, like somebody named Masika Kalisha calling Fetty Wap, and mind you, this podcast is no filter. You could say you could curse like wherever you want, like no filter at all. So look, she goes ahead and says online that like him being out for the first day, he's still a bitch ass nigga. And he should go back. And then she also calls him immediate disappointment and says that she can't believe him anymore. So
She
how do you feel? How do you feel about that?
she called him a
She called him. Okay, so she called him a bitch ass nigga, and also immediate disappointment, and says that she can't believe him anymore.
Just a regular video that yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's time for him to make some noise out there, you know, now that he's back. And then everything, all problems get solved, you know, with some noise. And I know you're good at that. So, do you want, like, the cameras to have, like, champagne?
Yeah, we should.
On that pull-up ball.
On that ball.
So I can do a little something with you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
We gotta go.
I got you, bro. You already know. Forever, bro. You already know.
So I think that a lot of women, well,
Like he hasn't even like get settled. Like hasn't even had like some time to himself. Like so he could like pick himself up. Like he's just been in prison. So like let him like get some fresh air.
I think it's really difficult being a baby mama to a rapper. It seems like a lot of energy because if a rapper has other baby mamas, you might not feel like just like he might want a lot of attention that maybe like he's not able to like fully commit to. Plus he was away for so long, so she's probably like she had to raise the kid on her own and stuff. So there could be like some resentment towards that. But
I didn't even know he was in prison.
I didn't know he was in prison either. Like how long was he in prison for?
I'm not too sure. Let me see. Let me do some research real quick.
Yeah, because I've been hearing a lot about him recently. Like, honestly, his name has been coming up so much.
Yeah, he just got out.
Yeah, I know he just got out. I've been hearing about that a lot too, but I actually didn't even know when he went away to prison. I just heard that he was out of jail, and I was like, wait, I didn't even know he was in jail. Like, that's so crazy. But there's so many people like being locked up these days, going to jail. You know, hard to keep up.
Yeah, it said that he was basically like partaking in drug trafficking, and he served 3 years of a 6 year sentence. So like I guess like he got off like for 3 years a good behavior.
That is a long time. 3 years is a good amount of time. I know some people do like a ton of time. They do like 15 years. People do like 20
Hmm.
years. Like even 3 years or just 1 year, like that's a lot of time to be away. Yeah, yeah, 3 years. 3 years of a child's life. That's a pretty defining period of time as well. Probably takes a lot of time to raise a kid for 3 years. By yourself. I don't know what type of help or support that they had. So I think it's really exciting and very interesting that he's out, and I'm curious to see like where things go because he hasn't made music in a while. So I would love to hear some of his music and everything. But yeah, I do think it is probably difficult to be a baby mama to a rapper, especially when they have multiple different um baby mothers, because then it's like, oh my god, like do I even feel special? And I know that this is happening in a lot of different like rap relationships, like you know with these co-parenting situations where
Hmm.
all these girls need to share their man, or vice versa. The man got to share his wife. So,
Do you see how many baby moms Nick Cannon has?
would you say?
I said, do you see how many baby moms Nick Cannon has?
Yeah, I know he has many different baby mamas, but I guess when you have a lot of money, you feel differently about things. I heard like NBA Young, or
Yeah.
he has a lot of baby mothers as well.
Oh, I'm not too sure. Were you trying to say NBA YoungBoy or a different rapper?
It was either NBA Young Boy or I think it probably was. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of men like are in that, especially like these entertainers who like are men sometimes do get a lot of babies. So it's becoming more and more common, I feel. And I kind of don't like it. Like I kind of don't like that norm, but I think maybe it's just because I'm a girl, I'm a woman, and I'm in the music industry too, so I'm like, it's like if that would ever happen to me, like if you fall in love with somebody who has like six baby mamas, it's like, um, but that's kind of like a reality TV show type scenario because at that point it's like get the cameras out, like let's just watch how this is all gonna unfold because I surely don't know how this is gonna happen, and I'm sure
Hmm.
there'll be at least one fight that breaks out at least once because relationships can definitely be very difficult with people. You never know what type of situations you'll get into, and sometimes even when you try to avoid conflict with people, there's like certain people who will just like come for you, and I think family is definitely a really difficult thing. So let alone having like five or six other like people that you don't know that well who are like also in your family, like there's going to be some conflict bound to happen. So it's like I'm praying for myself here, I'm praying for everybody in the situation, and definitely get the cameras out because this is entertaining.
So like you will be okay. Let's say you're dating a rapper and he has like other baby moms, like, and he told you that in advance. Like you will be okay with that?
So I have two thoughts about it, and like the
Okay.
first one is like well, I'm okay. So this is really tricky, and I think that like other people who are watching this are gonna like have a lot of different opinions about it.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so here's what I would say. So if like he had like a lot of money, like let's say he was like super famous, like these guys that we're talking about are like extremely famous, really well known, very wealthy apparently. So if he can afford to have all these children and keep up with it, and it wouldn't be an issue, then maybe I would talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, life gets crazy. I think there's some women out there who have other like baby daddies, who have like 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, or like even more kids or whatever.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I just wonder like what type of woman I will become one day. And I really can't speak on other people's situations because ultimately, like, I think that everybody makes their own choices about what they accept, what they will tolerate, what they find attractive, and it's not really for me to say. And you also just never know who you'll end up like falling in love with or wanting to be with. So I think I should never like close myself off and be like, yeah, I would never do that because you know you just never know the type of situation that life will put you in. And if you genuinely love somebody, I feel like you would try to make the situation work. I just know that a lot of men are very different because, growing up or whatever, I just always heard that men don't necessarily like it when women have children. But as we get older and stuff like that, it's like, it's hard to avoid life. And sometimes we do meet people who have children or have other life circumstances happening. You can't always control that. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you might love somebody, but they do have a kid. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, I always try to stay like open because I just never know what life brings. But right now, all the people that I've talked to or been interested don't have any kids right now.
Okay.
I've never been in that type of situation with a man where he's had like multiple children. I think it's interesting, and I think if he's a good father, then I think that should come across as well. Like I would like to see if he's like actually a good father to his kids. He
Mm-hmm.
shows up. I know that sometimes a lot of rappers will have children that don't go to their children's birthday parties or not in their lives. I think that's really important. Kids need kids need a good role model in their life. I think that should always be like the
Yeah,
number.
from both sides, like mom and dad.
Exactly. It goes to both sides. Like
Mm-hmm.
to become a mother, you would hope that be able to do things that would make them happy as well. So I would want to be able to. Like the responsibility should never just fall on like the man's pockets. Like his financial stability should always aspire to want to become a good mother. Kids need good role models.
Mm-hmm. And after that, like after like you've gotten like that like let me say how you say it. Basically, like after he told you that, like, would you also like bring a kid like in that life, like with the other baby moms, like have a kid with him, and then like have that kid get introduced like with the other baby mom?
Or whatever, but I did hear about a situation where Lotto, I don't know if this is true or not, I'm not in their business,
Mm-hmm.
but I just heard that there was
Yeah.
when Lotto like went to the club or something, she was pregnant, and
Yeah, I'm not too sure if I heard that.
you heard about it.
No, this is the first time that I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not. You never know. But yeah, so it was basically like a situation where she went to the strip club. The stripper was like apparently talking to Savage, somebody, somewhere. And she was pregnant. She said she was pregnant. They were saying that Lotto had up and also had taken some money or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I saw her TikToks about it where she was talking about how there was a rapper who got jumped and she wants to sue and everything. So I was
Wait, the stripper or Lada was pregnant?
no, the stripper was
Okay, and then is the baby good or like she lost the baby?
lost the baby.
Oh no.
Like super crazy because I guess long story short, I'm saying like I think like so many different scenarios. Whatever they placed I always see like Blueface, Krishan, like so many different like girls going to the club and getting into arguments over shit. And you have to wonder like what are people arguing about here? Yada
Yeah.
yada. It's like when you're in the spotlight like that, when you're so famous, having somebody's child, you always have to be careful because you never know who's watching. And you would hope that people have like the best intentions for you. That goes for anybody. You always want to make sure. So I would never want to like bring so sometimes I felt safe. I felt like I had a relationship to some extent. I felt like I was going to be able to carry it. I mean,
Okay. All right. Next current event. I have I don't know if you heard Trump capturing the president of Venezuela and his wife. And during his transport, wait, what you said?
oh, I said I heard.
Oh, you did? Okay. And then basically I saw some pictures like around online where like during like the transport, like during the capture, like how you say it? Venezuelan president is wearing like a full Nike Tech outfit. And it looks like it's his first day out of prison. And like mind you, like you know he the Venezuelan president told Trump to do that, to capture him and all that.
He told him to capture him wearing the Nike tag or just capture him.
Capture him in general. Because I believe like there was also like some terrorism that was going on in the country, like between like him and like the people that were living in the country, and like also his wife as well. Like and then like they also say it could have been about like oil in a way, but we don't know exactly.
Well, I do know that people love Nike tech. I know a lot of
Yeah.
so if he felt comfortable, he felt fashionable wearing his Nike tech. I feel like that's cool. I wonder where
It's just funny in a way that he's wearing Nike Tech, like
they like bought it specifically for him, or they just had one in the back. They were like, "All right, you can have this," or if
Mhm.
reference. But I feel like in a lot of like media type situations, you have to trust that the people who are, you know, planning out these situations, they know what they're doing. And Trump is apparently like a media guru. He knows a lot about social media and media. So I
Mhm.
feel like he probably did think, you know what? Yeah, let's put him in a Nike tag because
Yeah, it's like it's not it's not like saying like this is like a let me say like a important like capture, like this is like a biggest like deal that that President Trump is doing like for the United States. It's like in a way people are laughing instead of congratulating.
congratulating who? Trump.
Yeah, congratulating Trump like on capturing Venezuelan president in a way.
I mean, I don't know. Hard to
Okay.
see it from the so getting too deep into politics, but I think that probably you have to assume everybody knows what they're doing. Being Venezuela and getting captured, having the U.S. government take over must be a very big change, and I think it just shows how quickly like the world is moving. You can never know what to expect, especially in this day and age. It seems like a lot of the leaders are very persistent when it comes to being in power
Mm-hmm.
and willing to go to great lengths to stay in power or in order to achieve power. So I think it's a very interesting time with and just, a lot of events that I never thought that I would see happen in my life that I would see happening. And I never assumed.
Okay. And like, let me ask you this. How do you feel about like President Trump, like in general?
That he probably um, would like to see
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are very happy. I know a lot of people would. So I think it just speaks to this world that we want to see, and this is the world that. So really and truly, I can't say anything other than I think that democracy should be prioritized.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's been a lot of surprises, and I hope that democracy will continue. I know I don't like Democrats. They don't like the Democrats. So I think it's a very tough topic to talk about because there's a lot of people and I don't necessarily believe in the Democratic Party. That's I don't agree with everything. I don't think violence is forward. I don't think and I think that people have to great to secure power and it's very painful to watch so much
Mm-hmm.
violence that it's painful to watch happen. I do think that Trump really cares about me and he really cares about the economy running and to make it run more efficiently. So do I agree with everything? No. I want to see more people have access to resources, have access to money, have access to healthcare, and then in the resources that they really need to like survive. So we could live in a world where more people are happy and healthy, then maybe I would like talk to them.
Okay, so like basically like what you're describing is like a Ethiopian like type of place.
Ethiopia?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like Ethiopia is like where like basically it's like a free country in a way, like where everybody gets like what they want, or, like everybody gets to live like freely, like there's no violence. Um everybody's well taken care of, like everybody's fed. And yeah, pretty much it's like a wholesome like freedom like lifestyle.
You know, I mean, I personally am not into communism,
Mhm.
so I'm not advocating for communism.
Okay. Wait, so
I
what I just explained was communism?
I mean, I don't think Ethiopia is a communist country.
Okay.
I don't know enough about Ethiopia to say that I would like the world to look more like that. I mean, I know that they struggle with their own problems, and there was a ethnic war, I believe, that was happening a few years ago in Ethiopia that seemed really um, divisive and dangerous. So it's good. I think it was like Tigray. There's a lot happening in Ethiopia over the last couple of years. So I would like to see peace for lots of different places. And there's a couple of countries I do believe um, that want economic independence. They want freedom. They want access to resources, but they're
Hmm.
not as wealthy as the US, so they don't really have to say in how that happens. That's how colonialism works, is that, a lot of people don't or globalism as well, a lot of people don't have a say in what happens in their countries. Kind of like Haiti. Haiti had been going through so much, had so many different political revolutions to fight for their freedom and independence. So I think like freedom doesn't necessarily come out of struggle, and if you want something bad enough, you have to fight for it no matter what. And sometimes that fight will cost you a lot, cost you everything. So I feel like it's important to really know what you believe in, what you want to see happen. And I just think that everybody's interests are very different.
Yeah. And then last current event, I have basically Mariah the Scientist made a comment on Young Thug's new Instagram like recent post and states that she hates when people look at him. And Young Thug responded that she is the only woman for him and no one else. So let me ask you this.
Hates people look at her.
No, she hates when people look at him. Like he made
Oh,
like a recent Instagram post.
for him, she's like a little
Huh?
she's a little territorial over him. She doesn't want
Yeah.
that. No, I get that. I get
Okay. So like, what's a moment? What's a moment where like you like got very territorial like over somebody? Like it could have been like somebody that you dated before. Like how did that like how did that like go into effect of you of being territorial or like jealous?
that. So, to be honest with you, I try not to get territorial over people, only
Hmm.
because I truly believe that um, that is like the number one issue that a lot of couples will go through is that you know other women will want to talk to you, even if it's not romantically, even if it's just professionally, and vice versa. You might have features with other people. You might want to talk to other people who basically just like are interested in your person, but they also might just want to work with them. They want to collaborate with them. They want to make music, and there's nothing you can do to say like, you know what, I don't like that. I don't want you working with the opposite sex because um, you're bi. I don't want you to look at anybody of the opposite sex. Like people are on Instagram all the time. People go on Instagram all the time, and they literally just basically would see people of the opposite sex all the time. There's nothing you can do to stop that. So I think that jealousy is something, jealousy or territorial.
Yeah.
That's definitely something a lot of people will try to avoid feeling, but then they basically say, like, if you don't share your partner with the world, your partner will likely resent you over time, because of all of the opportunities that they could have had, all of the different life lessons they could have learned, all of the different places they could have been. And I think a lot of people just feel like they're wasting their time with people who don't help their career grow in other different ways. So I think that's like the main reason why people will try to like keep their partner to themselves. But over time you realize that the more you try to shield people that you love from the world, the more that they feel resentment because they want to grow and they want to be able to like become the best version of themselves. So I think that basically that you have to allow people to express themselves. You can't change how they express themselves. And some people are very flirtatious. Some people are very like outgoing. Some people like to party a lot. And you would hope that the people that you bring into your life, the people that you love, are people that basically allow you to be who you are as well and allow you to do the things that you love so that you can be the people that you love together rather than feeling like you have to like hide who you truly are or hide what you love from the person.
Okay, because like when I've done like my research like between like different like rappers and singers, like some of them don't like last long. Like it gives like a like 2 or 3 years where like they date and then they break up like within that 2 or 3 years. So like you saying that it's okay for him to be like seen by the world, but like there are some groupies and some fans out there like that would say like different, that would say like some other things.
I genuinely feel like men love attention. Like guys won't say this, but I think they really do love like attention and they love to like be in the limelight and they love to have girls fighting over them. Like I feel like men just love it when because it's like think of all of the women who just like think of all the songs that you hear of like guys being like this girl she really wants me, she wants to be with me, she can't stop talking to me. Like guys love that, and I think women love that too. It's just hard to live in that when you're dating somebody because it's like of course you want to be sexy. So like what is like being sexy like mean to you? What does that look like for you? Does that mean that you like talk to a whole bunch of different like women? Does that mean that you go out all the time? Like you gotta go to the club, you gotta entertain all these women. So then really and truly you're not really in a space to like settle down. Or maybe like the girl that you're with loves that and she doesn't mind the fact that you're out there. But some other women might not necessarily want to see you like around like girls who just like absolutely love you all the time because it'll make them feel a little bit jealous. So I feel like it's good to always strike some sort of a balance because you can't help the fact that people like like each other. Like you can't help the fact that people like they want to see each other. They wanna get to know other people. They want to see what's going on out there. I don't think it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but I do think it's important to understand that there's boundaries and that you shouldn't necessarily do things that would hurt your partner because you want to make sure that your partner feels loved and like happy and stuff like that. So there should be a balance. But I feel like sometimes a friendly competition is good. Like I was wondering about that. Like some couples, I've been in relationships. Like, sorry, I've been in like 2 or 3 relationships before, and it's funny because the last relationship
With a different with another artist.
yeah, with another artist. I was with somebody who was a British, and it's really interesting because yeah, he was a rapper. It was like talked to like some rappers before, and it's so crazy because I felt like we were toward the end of our relationship. Maybe this was just a sign that we were like gonna break up soon, but we
Mm-hmm.
were kind of like who has like more people like more hoes, right?
Okay.
That's actually pretty crazy. I mean, the thing about Young Thug is that I think he is like a topic that a lot of people feel personally like, connected to, right? If you don't want your personal business out there, then you shouldn't talk shit about other people. I do believe that. So I think, long story short, you always have to have respect for the people that you talk about. And so I never want to come across as like disrespectful. You know, I highly respect the people that I work with, the people that I've been with, the people that know me. Like, it's interesting. So I say all of that to say that, you know, as an artist, I feel like it's just inevitable that people over time develop like that type of energy where there's groupies, there's fans, there's love interest, that there's all types of things that makes here, like all types of people, all types of situations that you have to navigate. So I think it's like a real aspect of being an artist. So that's why I was sort of thinking like, oh my God, like it's so crazy that me and my ex-boyfriend were basically, we dated for like 2 years. And it's just so crazy how we were sitting here like going back and forth about like people we talked to. And I'm just like, you know, or people we're thinking of talking to, or who has more money and all these type of things. So I think like the more you try to hide these aspects of life from your partner,
Yeah.
the more inauthentic it is. Because it's like if you have a job, you go out in the world, you meet people, like it's inevitable that over time there's gonna be topics that are uncomfortable that you probably have to talk about with your partner. And you might not want to talk about all these things, but they might come on. And it's like, how do you navigate situations like that when somebody else wants to be with you, or somebody else wants to take you out on a date? Like, how are you supposed to navigate these situations?
Yeah. How you go? How should you go about it? Like, in what way?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's an important topic, and it's definitely to each their own, because I think some people would have different opinions about it. A lot of different people would have different opinions about it. Not everybody's going to agree. Not everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, we should talk about these things. Maybe it's something that you should only talk about with your girlfriends. You know, like you don't bring that up to your boyfriend because he might feel jealous. He might not want to talk about that, you know? So everybody got to like be safe and take care of themselves the best way that they know how to. And in a space that feels safe, because not every situation is going to feel like, oh, yeah, I should share this information, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you should want to trust your partner. And, you know, there's lots of different topics that come up in relationships. And I'm sure that Brian, the scientist, has had to navigate a lot of different situations in relationships with them. Like, just might have been like a huge thing. He was locked up for a bit. You know, people were saying he cheated on her. You know, that does a lot to a woman's mind, body, soul, heart. Like, it's like, oh, you know, what should he do? But at the end of the day, I don't think she's alone. I think that a lot of women have been in situations where they've been like, damn, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Not just women, too.
Yeah, both sides. All right, so now we're gonna get into the title of this episode and the episode number. So the title of this episode is called "Following Your Dreams," and this is episode 73. So the first question I want to ask you is, what's your why? Like, what is the core reason you want this dream? And is it for stress relief, passion, or just hard work?
It's definitely not for stress relief. I mean, you know, getting into the studio at first felt like it was therapy. I know a lot of people say that being a recording artist and like being in the spotlight or recording feels like therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Chance to talk about all these different things that you probably wouldn't talk about before. So like that's the big thing, is like, oh my God, like how would I even talk about this thing? Like, you know, like what would I say, what do I want to say, what I want to share? So I think like that part of it is really fun because you can talk to people through your music. But I think what's actually really interesting is that it's definitely not stress relief at this point.
Okay.
It's definitely not stress relief.
Okay.
I'm
right.
like, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, that I could follow my dreams and go for it. But the thing is, I mean, you only get one life. This is something I've been wanting to talk about I've been thinking about it for a bit. But it's so interesting because you do only get one life. And
yeah, you only live once.
Right. And everybody's dreams are different, everybody's life is different, and everybody wants to do different things with their life. The thing is, not everybody's going to go after their dreams. So that's where it gets tricky. Because some people do and some people don't. When you
Yeah.
actually go after your dreams, you start to realize all of these things, which is like, oh my God, do I have enough money? Am I talented enough? I gotta overcome my fears. I gotta go to the studio. I gotta do even, I gotta go even harder. I gotta make even more music. I gotta collaborate with these people. I gotta do these shows. I gotta sell these tickets. There's so many factors that go into it. So it's like,
Yep.
how are you gonna do it? And I think the how is what keeps a lot of people from following their dreams. For me personally, I would encourage anybody to follow their dreams. I think it's a great idea.
You say you would or you wouldn't?
No, I totally support people following their dreams. I think it's incredibly important. I think everybody should go for it. Everybody should try to follow their dream. And I think you should surround yourself with people who are also living that same dream, who can open doors for you and show you the way. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. They've been doing it for maybe longer than you, maybe not. And they might have resources or advice to share with you, and that might be extremely valuable to you.
Okay.
That's
All right. All right. Next question. Is it truly your dream or is it someone else's expectation?
It's definitely my dream. Nobody ever told me to get into music. In fact, a lot of people told me not to get into family and stuff like that. I think they had dreams that they wanted to achieve, and maybe they didn't feel like they got a good shot at it. So you never know why people say the things that they do. But I feel like you shouldn't listen to the people who don't offer support towards your dreams. Because there's a lot of people out there who will give you advice, but they won't do anything with it. So let's say somebody tells you shouldn't do something, but then they won't tell you why you shouldn't do it. And on top of that, they're not going to help you achieve. They won't help you work towards these goals, any of your goals. It could be something that's not even your dream. They just won't help you in general. I feel like you shouldn't take advice from these people. So I think you should always follow your intuition and follow the signs that you see in your life. And sometimes people aren't good at interpreting signs. But I think the sign for me has always been that I should get into music. I feel like the people who really know me well, they know that I love to sing. They know that I like to make music. I was already on that path. I knew a lot of artists. I was already making music at such a young age. And it's well, why would I stop this? And what else would I be doing? So, I really ask myself this question, and I say, if it wasn't happening for me, I wouldn't have all these incredible opportunities around me, podcast opportunities, feature opportunities, people who want to work with me, who want to help grow as an artist, want to help see me excel, speak positive, beautiful, kind words into my life, give me brand collaborations and stuff like that. I think to myself, why would I turn back now? Why would I stop this? Because it's already opened so many doors for me, and I never thought that my life could be this beautiful, this well-connected. I never thought I would have so many friends. I never thought I would have a community of people who care about me, who uplift me, who open so many doors for me, and show me things that I didn't even know about, resources, spots, venues, tell me, share information with me. And I think when you're on the path that you're supposed to be on, I think things naturally happen. And I think those are the signs that people need to pay attention to. So while my calling might be music, for other people it might be horse racing or even cars, playing games, board games or video games, politics. People need to trust the signs that they see in their life, because I think those signs come up for a reason, and we should follow them.
Yeah. Wait, so let me ask you this. The family and friends that told you not to go into the whole music industry, are they now supporting you like in this year?
Well, the thing is, you never know who's watching you, right? But I
Hmm.
think that I've noticed, based on how my career has been going, I've noticed that sometimes people, they tell you not to do something because it didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people out there. You know, they might have tried something and it didn't work out for them. So they'll say, you know, you shouldn't do it. But that doesn't mean that it won't work out for you. And I think that's where a lot of people will get confused because they'll say, oh, like, it didn't work out for me and it's really difficult. But just because it was difficult for them doesn't mean it will be difficult for you. And
Yeah.
it still
Everybody's
might be
different.
difficult. It still might be difficult for you, but you might
Yeah.
navigate it in a way that's different from how they navigated it, which
Hmm.
makes it a different situation once again. And I think that the SpongeBob movie like talked about that a little bit as well. Like the SpongeBob movie was basically saying that, you know, you should just because it didn't work out for somebody else doesn't mean that it won't work out. I know
Yeah.
that's a double negative, so let me say this differently. But yeah, just because it didn't work out for them, don't necessarily assume that you're gonna have the same outcome that they,
Yeah.
because everybody's outcomes are different. Sometimes people audition for the same role and one person gets it and the other person doesn't. And they could be best friends. Sometimes people try out for a team, one person gets accepted to the team, and the person doesn't get accepted to the team. So we shouldn't take everybody's advice so literally. But sometimes it's good to take people's advice because they will steer you in a direction that you don't necessarily need to be in. So, you know, people might guide you through situations that were difficult for them. And we always appreciate that type of guidance. Like, when I was in this specific situation, this is what I did to navigate it. So people will give you advice, or they'll give you scenarios, or they'll give you like little resources that might help you understand, you know, um, how you could possibly change the outcome of this situation. So I think we should pay attention to the people in our lives and the information that they bring to us. I just think that we should always look at our situation objectively and think, you know, is this true for me? Is this going to be the case for me? You know, do I have information that maybe they didn't? I think a lot of children um, growing up will have that same situation because our parents didn't have social media in the same way that we do, or even younger generations. They didn't grow up with social media the same way, so they're they're gonna think differently than we do, and they're gonna have new ideas about life. And there's nothing that we can do about that, and we definitely shouldn't take that away from them because everybody sees things differently. Everybody has unique perspectives to offer. And I think that's what's so exciting about like music and art and stuff like that. It's just like the perspectives that people have. You get to hear all the different vantage points and see things from so many different angles. I think that's why people love music too, because it's like, man, this person's living a life like I don't live that type of life. Or, you know, I never dreamed of having a life like that, or I didn't even know that was possible. Or they might bring up a perspective that you didn't even know about. Oh, you know, I didn't know that you could see life from this perspective, this angle. You know, that's good to know. So people share lots of free games, free resources, perspectives, ways of seeing life, and it's your call whether or not you want to integrate that into your own life. It might help, it might not.
Yeah. Somebody that also like uses like music for therapy as well, and I also like use it like for like even like working out, and also like for stress relief too. Like I use music like basically like for everything.
Yeah, I know. It's very easy to. And I think it's really cool that we have that opportunity to do that.
Hmm. And then like you mentioned like how like these kids like now like what these kids are doing like in this like generation like they're just like in their devices like just watching YouTube like it's brainwashing in a way.
Yeah. I mean, that's their form of communication. That's what they know. That's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably a good thing if they have access. I feel like parents nowadays don't have time to teach their kids everything. At least
Yeah,
now,
everybody's busy.
everybody's so busy. Like maybe now through YouTube, people can pick up skills that they wouldn't be able to know about before. They don't have anybody to teach it to them, and they can ask questions about the things that they're seeing. Like, oh, do you know about this? You know, like that. Can you help me with this? And it's good. Like even AI like helps people like answer questions, find solutions to things that they don't necessarily.
Mm-hmm. You believe it? You believe in AI?
So I definitely had a bit of a background in using technology, so I'm not opposed. I feel
Okay.
like I've already gotten so far. Whether or not it's like Donald Trump. I see AI like I see Donald Trump. It's like whether or not I like it, like it's there, it's evolving. I think a lot of times people they're like, I don't like this, I don't like that, but guess what? Like, there's nothing about it. I'm not gonna say there's nothing we can do about it because obviously we have to empower ourselves to believe that we have choice, we have free will, we have the ability to do things about whatever it is we want to do things about.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to recognize, but at the same time, I think it's important to recognize the fact that it's evolving. I can't change it. I can't stop it. I can't go to the data center and basically be like, no, turn this off. So I guess I have to accept the fact that we live in a world where it exists and um, learn how to use it and learn how to make it work for me if I want to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. What brings you joy? What childhood activities, topics, or daydreams reveal your true interests?
I love traveling, honestly. I want to travel more. This year in 2026, I'm going to go places like Japan, Asia for sure. I want to go to Bali. So yeah, I would say like Japan and Bali. I would definitely love to go to. I would love to go to Africa more. Um, and for right now, those stand out the most to me. Um, so I think traveling and getting into nature and being around people that I love and care about in an authentic way is like really important because I feel like without community, honestly, I don't. It's hard to imagine. I just feel like it's so important to be around you, collaborate with them, build with them. I think it's so fun to like have people to like work with and like keep that momentum going. I mean, being on my own is fun, but I don't enjoy it as much as being around people. Like, make me
Mhm.
feel, you know.
Are you the only child, or you have like siblings?
No, no, I have some siblings. I have
Okay. And like they're by your side, like they support you.
I think she was a little caught off guard. I said, actually, probably not caught because when I was growing up, I had a lot of like weird experiences happen. Really, I was in and stuff like that. I was in the Easy Show at like 16. I had to like miss school and stuff to like do the show. And I
Wait, what
think
show?
the Yeezy season 3.
I never heard that show.
Yeah, it's like a fashion show, but it wasn't in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, it
Okay.
was because I mean, yeah, there was like a lot of like weird things that happened, like hanging out with rappers, being like, oh, you know, I met like some rappers, just really. I don't want to say in the scene to make it like weird, because you know, even
Yeah.
some people like might be watching this, and I just want to say like, I also have like we're all human, have drama and friendship drama, all types of things happen as a teenager, right? Like you can't help the fact that being a teenager is just like what it is. It's just, you know, it comes with lots of different situations that you have to navigate. So I think that if these people are watching, all I want to say is like, it's crazy how life works. I don't know. But I don't like to burn bridges with people. I think like that's the number one thing. But like sometimes relationships do fall off, right? And like you don't necessarily like you're not as close to them as you thought you might be. Or people you thought would be there for you, like just, you know, when I say be there for you, I just mean like just showing up, being in your life, being present, and continuing to like develop this relationship. Sometimes relationships don't go the places that you want them to. Friendships, right? So I think it's surprising in a lot of different ways to see like the way that life has evolved. And I wish that I could be closer to some people because it's just cool. It's just cool to like have friends and like be close to people. But goodness, the way that everything has progressed and I've been able to continue to like do modeling, continue to like work on, you know, work with brands, like work on music. Like I've been so incredibly blessed and fortunate in my life in so many different ways. And once again, like I have to see that as a sign. So I
Mhm.
don't think my brother would be surprised because he's probably like, she's doing exactly what she said she was gonna do. And it's crazy because I feel like a lot of people don't follow their dreams. So it's like, yeah, I could say that I want to become like an astronaut or I want to become a singer. I want to become like, you know, as big as Beyonce, yada, yada, yada. But it's like to actually do that and actually become the person that you want to become, you know, that takes a lot of work and a lot of following. I think that he'd probably be surprised that I actually followed through with everything as opposed to
Yeah.
just thinking about it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Because like you know like why like some people like don't follow their dreams because like it's a lot of stuff that happen in their life. Like let's say like they they're expecting a kid or they get really sick. Like that those are the kind of things that prevent them from following their dreams that they have to put on hold.
Yeah, that's true. I will say that I think there's a lot of people out there who have their dreams fulfilled because of a situation in or a relationship that they're in, or I don't know, all types of situations, right? But I would definitely say that I'm not the type of person to let things stand in my way. And I really want to stand on that. Like, I hope in like 5 years from now, I look back on this like, yeah, she stood on it. She followed through with everything because it is true. And this is the thing about, you know, words, intentions, actions in every single way possible. That's why life is so trippy because it's like you could trip up, you could fuck up, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, or life could happen to you and it wasn't even your fault. Something happened and you aren't in the position that you were before. Life changes, positions change, situations change. One day you might be rich, the next day you might be poor. You know, that's the way the cookie crumbles, is that you can't always predict life. You can't always predict that everything is going to be in the situation that you want it to be in, right?
Yeah.
So, but I trust that the people in my life, the guides and ancestors and people who watch over me have a like dedicated like purpose for me that I came here to like live out. And I think that everybody has like a purpose in life that they came to live. So while some people might truly believe that their purpose in life is to become a basketball star, even if you became a teacher and you teach basketball to children, or you are a teacher, you're a math teacher now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not fulfilling your purpose. So I think that a lot of people get the idea that their dream is to become the next Michael Jackson or like astronaut or whatever, and because you didn't achieve that thing that you thought, you're not living up or amounting to who you came here to be. But I don't think that's true. I think that well, oftentimes we are following the path that's meant for us. It just looks different than what we imagine because sometimes our visions, our dreams, our aspirations, and our image of ourselves, honestly, of like who we think we are and who we think we came here to be, sometimes changes. Like we learn more information about ourselves. We're like, actually, maybe this I came here to become a teacher. Maybe I came here to become an artist, like a fine artist. Maybe I came to like become a driver. That's what I need to be doing. So I feel like it's okay to pivot in life because you see like even people like Caribou, like you never know. You literally
Yeah.
never know. Like there's a lot of artists out there who thought they were gonna be artists forever and they like do other things in their life, and I think that's completely fine. I think life is long and I think we should never limit ourselves to being just one thing. Aside from being a musician, I mean I do have other hobbies, habits, passions. I like to hang out with my friends. I like art, I like real estate, I like, beautiful spaces. I'm into like wellness and yoga and all types of things. So I feel like life is a really big thing and I think we should take life seriously because there's
Hmm.
so many little doors that might open up to us along the path. And we think that we have to follow this path through and through, like all the way, and nothing can take me off of this path. And I think sometimes like gives us wake up calls like, yo, like look at this. Like, what about your family? What about your girlfriend? Or like, like there's so many aspects to life. We have to like live it. We have to honor life's truth, which is that sometimes we're not always going to be able to do it. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices, or sometimes we have to do things that we don't love in order to do the things that we love.
Yep. Yep. So let me ask you this. What would you do if you couldn't fail?
If I couldn't fail,
Yeah, what would you do if you couldn't fail? Like failing was not like in your was not your ability. Like you could always succeed, and like you never failed in life, in the world.
I would probably get into some engineering or like space related topics. And I would probably get into like more like physics. I feel like I'm not very good at like calculus, or I always struggled with like calculus. Um,
Me
and
too. I'm not gonna
this,
lie. Like back in college, like
yeah,
calculus was hard.
I would love to be like like one of those like ancient philosophers who like
Hmm.
studied the stars, like astronomers who like studied the stars and came up with like math equations, because I feel like life is so based around numbers and
Yeah.
science, like gravity, like physics, and just the way that like life moves, like momentum. I think these concepts are so crazy. Like even gravity is like such a crazy concept to me. So I would definitely like get into. I would probably like travel in space a little bit, or I would just do a lot more research that was based on science.
Okay. All right. Next question. How do you want to be remembered, or what contributions do you want to make?
That's a really great question. It's not a difficult question, but it is a very layered question. But
Okay.
I do think I want to be remembered as somebody who inspires people, someone who continuously excels at being a wonderful creator, someone who's inspirational and who influences people to create more. So I want to definitely encourage people to follow their dreams, and definitely encourage people to stay in a creative mode, creative mindset, and just continue to innovate like new ideas and ways of navigating life, because I think life is just so big and so beautiful. And I think that I just want to be like a beautiful energy in life. And I want to be remembered for bringing more beauty and more harmony and more like loving energy into people.
All right. All right. All right. So next question. What small step can you make? I mean, wait. Can you take? I'm sorry. What small step can you take today?
Towards that. Hmm. It's so crazy because I was gonna bring up money as well, but yeah. My biggest goal is to make a like hit song.
Okay.
Um, because I think that it would be super fun to have like a chart topping track that makes me like a shit ton of money. Because I
Yeah.
think that with that, I would be able to just achieve every goal that I've ever had, honestly.
Okay, wait.
I mean, but I'm not gonna lie. Money has been flowing into my life in a lot of beautiful ways, and I think so many great doors, so many great opportunities, so many great resources have opened up to me. I don't know if it's because of money or
Yeah.
what, but I will say that.
Wait, Gia, can I ask you, Gia?
Yeah,
Can you move the phone away from the light because I think it's too bright on your face.
I was gonna say that. You know, yeah, I love.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it would. So I want. It doesn't just have to be romantic. Creating brands, creating content. I want to be able to have goals, like on what we can.
Okay. Is there let's say in the future, is there an artist that you want to work with, like that it's your desire, like to work with?
I know this might sound pretty crazy, but I've been to a lot of like. And follow.
I'm sorry, who?
Her name is Leisha G.
Okay.
She's from South Carolina and she's a rapper. I'm just gonna say I really like her music a lot. I'm inspired by the work that she's doing, and I think she would be a great artist. I love working with dope women, rappers, women in the music industry. So if not Leisha G, I would definitely say like some underground R&B artists would also be super. There's a lot of like really great R&B space that I've been checking out. I can't remember any right now. Like Sienna Rose is one that comes to mind, but there's like a couple of ladies in R&B who are like more underground.
Okay. And then these artists that you mentioned, are they big or they're still like gang up there?
Yeah, I would say like in the like anywhere between like 10 to 50K range. 10 to 50K like monthly listeners. I would consider that still relatively underground, but like also I think once you reach like 40, 50K though, you're basically popular at that point. But, like anywhere
Hmm.
between like 5 and like 15K, 20K range. I would love to work with some of those artists. I wish I could pull them up. Let me see if I can find them. I don't wanna fuck up the stream, but I think maybe her name is like Amber or something like that. There's been a lot of really cool R&B underground artists that I've been hearing about. Like that.
Okay. All right. Next question. What are you afraid to try, or what excuses are holding you back?
I spent a lot of time trying to overcome fear, just in general. I spent a lot of time being like fearful or feeling like um my fears were holding me back, and like I would never.
Hmm.
So, long story short, I sort of felt like the fear of being seen like a big one. Because I think I'm just a generally shy person, but even a family friend of mine told me like, "How are you gonna get into music and you're shy? Like that doesn't
Yeah.
two things don't go together. You can't be shy." I'm with a lot of like shy musicians. I kind of see myself as like an Amy Winehouse type of person because I just feel like she has such a unique story, such a unique perspective and personality, and
Cause you
I think
have a soft spoken voice. Like I'm hearing like just talking with you, you have a soft spoken voice.
yeah, and like you know, I think that like Beyonce is super dope, but I think that a lot of people probably never reach that level of success. So I feel like another thing that I like say that I hold myself back a lot is that like, oh, like will I ever become like a huge artist? Or will I always be like little like underground, like smaller? And I really do ask myself that a lot. But I think the biggest thing about making music is that you have to believe in yourself. And being an artist means that you have to believe yourself and constantly put yourself out there and collaborate with people. And the opportunities, like I said, like the signs and opportunities that I've seen in my life, these like signs and these opportunities and these resources that come into my life. Like I'm even gonna be on a music I'm gonna be a co-host on a show.
Okay.
So, you know, I asked myself if I would ever get into reality TV or like if I do anything crazy for a whole bunch of money. And it's like it's so crazy because I'm like to hold on to the idea that I'm a good person, that you can have your dreams happen without like needing to become a bad person. And it's possible for you to like achieve your dreams in life without like needing to like look back with a whole bunch of regrets. So
Yeah, because like I think that there's some good like rappers and good singers out there. It's just that what social media like puts out like for them that makes them like bad have a bad image.
yeah, I mean, it's possible to have a bad image or even get caught up in the wrong thing, like a whole
Hmm.
bunch of drugs, a whole bunch of alcohol. That could destroy any person. I think we're seeing that happening a lot, like right now. It's like even like these DUIs, like this like culture of like constant consumption. Um, you're up against a lot as an artist, and I think it's important for every artist to take care of themselves no matter what because it's so easy. Like your health is so important. So I want to encourage people to take care of themselves because no matter who you are, you always need to make sure that you put yourself first. Sometimes people they don't care about your best interest. Sometimes when you spend time with people, they might introduce you to things that aren't good for your overall health or well-being. So I think we all need to know when to draw the line.
Okay. All right. Next question. Are you settling for less? Are you accepting less than your potential?
No, I mean, I definitely think that when it comes to making money and working, it's really important to make sure that you're asking for full value. So, I'm always interested in making more money, like selling my features, making sure that I'm making positive collaborations in my life.
Okay. All right. And then like you're on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, like you're making sure that you're truly out there.
Yeah, all my music is on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. I was thinking about putting myself on Bandcamp, but right now, like Spotify,
Wait, what's
like
that? What?
Bandcamp.
Yeah, I never heard that.
So it's a cool platform. I've definitely seen a lot of artists put their stuff on there before. But yeah, I'm on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. My music is
Okay.
on, so it's actually on all the shit sites.
All right. All right. So you are truly like out there, like all the platforms that's out for like rappers and singers.
Yeah. It took a lot of time to believe that okay, like we're doing this, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to give myself the best possible outcome, which is
Hmm.
to put myself out there on all the platforms and be proud of myself. Proud of
Okay.
myself for all of the work that it took to put myself where I need to be in order to succeed as an artist. You can find me everywhere, and it's very important for artists to recognize that there's a lot of resources out there that you should definitely make use of.
All right. What feelings accompany this dream?
What?
What feelings accompany like this dream, like what kind of feelings like do you feel, like do you get, like when you're dreaming, like when you're having a specific dream?
I mean, spirituality is really great, and I think it's really cool to be able to visualize like all of the things that like make you feel supported um, as an artist. And I just think about like the possibilities of the future. Like, I think about how exciting and how cool it would be to be able to just make all of the things happen that I've been dreaming of. I think it's important to put put one foot in front of the other and to really like make these dreams come true. So I think that it's really important to believe that it's possible. The things that you envision, like you can get there physically. That these are real places that you just have to find out how you're gonna get there. But a lot of the journey is how are you gonna get there? You taking a car, taking a train, you're gonna walk there, you're gonna skateboard there. Like, how are you gonna make this happen? That is the biggest part to figure out. Once you figure out the how, I think it's much easier to see all of the things come to fruition. But you do have to go. Like, you have to just take that risk. You have to put yourself out there. You have to make the trip because you never know if it's a real place or not until you actually go out there and see if you can make it there.
Yeah, because if you just stay in one place and like you don't do anything about it, then you're just being lazy.
Exactly, exactly. You gotta make that trip, figure out if that trip was worth it. For some people, they're gonna be like, damn, I lost a whole bunch of money. They're gonna be like, damn, things didn't happen the way that I wanted them to, or damn, But for other people, they'd be like, you know what? Shit, look, I'm exactly where I wanted to be. And
Yeah.
it's gorgeous when that happens.
Okay. Are you prepared to believe? Like, do you believe you deserve this, or are you letting your mindset limit you?
Yeah, I do believe that these are real places that I can get to, and I've seen a lot of really cool things happen. So I think that it is happening.
Okay. All right. Is it time to try something radically different?
You said, is it time to try something radically different?
Yes.
I mean, I'm always open to change. Like, change is something that I do invite into my life on a regular basis. And I love change. I love change. And the thing about change is that you always have to start with yourself. You can never start with other people. You can never look around you and be like, no, I want this to change, I want that to change, without changing yourself first. So I always look at
Yeah, because there are like some things called like good changes and bad changes.
yes, maybe this year I would like to put some.
Okay. All right. And then question of the day. Who are you sharing this dream with? Are your support systems encouraging or hindering you?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that these things are probably encouraging me because they wouldn't be happening if I think that everything is moving forward. You know, every day I get closer towards these dreams. So I have to stay consistent and I have to believe that it is happening. And also, I have to recognize that things do take time. So, I mean, I had to learn myself that as much as I might want something to happen, I have to recognize that things don't happen overnight. Usually, it takes a lot of hard work and
Hmm.
resilience. So, I
And
need to
patience and time.
yeah. So I need to continue to take my time and put in that work. Even if, like, not expecting anything. I mean, beautiful things do happen. You get nice opportunities, great resources, great benefits. But sometimes you have to give without expecting anything in return because that's how a lot of magic happens. Is when you stay consistent, regardless of what you see happening around you. You really want something, you have to continue to work towards it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be resilient.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's basically yeah, that's all the questions that I have for you today. I do appreciate you coming on the on the Shoot Serum podcast. We do have each other's contact, so if you do want to come on for a future episode where you have like more free time, like without like any events, I'll be okay with that, and then I will try to figure out a schedule like to do that episode. If you don't mind.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm about to run off and meet some of my friends. They're probably waiting on me and wondering like where I
Yeah.
am. But I told them I'm on a podcast, so I'm definitely grateful. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and asking more about my artist journey. Like, this is such a blessing, and thank you for having me on the podcast.
Got you. And before I let you go, do you have any like closure or like message like for our audience or viewers like about the topic that we talked about, like about following your dreams, and like do you want to give a shout out or anything going on currently like in your life that you want to like mention?
So yeah, I mean, this might sound really weird, but I really do like Kai Cenat and like talent. How could you not? I feel like everybody loves them. Right?
Yeah.
But I really am inspired by what I'm seeing from them, and I guess I would just encourage them to keep going, especially Kai Cenat. Like, I know breakups are really difficult, and like public breakups are really difficult, and being in like the public can be really challenging, especially when you're still growing up yourself and you're trying to figure everything out. So I would definitely say like life is so long and so layered. You never know how things will play out in the future. So I feel like it's important to keep following your dreams and following your passion. And I think that these young guys have opened a lot of doors up and have inspired a lot of people. So I think that they should to do that work because they've inspired a lot of young people to start podcasting and stuff like that. And it's probably really really great to see people get into it at such a early age.
Yeah, because you know what's crazy? Like, the start of this podcast, like I did with my homeboy, and it was like first taking place like inside a car, and then we eventually like wanted to bring guests, so we had to find like a affordable studio where like we could bring the guests and like we could just like talk to them about like deep topics about like anything, and then like that's how we did it, and then eventually like it's just we saw like different things and like we kind of like went apart and we kind of had to like go different directions.
Okay. Oh, I love to continue podcast too, and I would love to see like more guests on it. I hope that you get the guests that you want on the show, and I hope that it continues to grow and to be successful for you.
Thank you.
And like I said, you don't have to do everything all the time. Sometimes it's good to take a break.
Mhm.
Feel like you want to take a break, take a break. You don't gotta force it. Just let it flow naturally, and I'm sure great opportunities will come as a result.
Okay, like so you also like as a singer like you take like breaks yourself.
Yes, I do. I mean, what I do is I'll split up the process into different pieces. So it's like
Hmm.
maybe focus on recording. But right now I'm focused on shows. Right now I'm focused on content. I'm not gonna do everything all at once and overwhelm myself. I mean, TikToks and social media make you wanna post all the time. Just keep your content going, all that stuff. It's really important, but at the same time, I would say it's really important to take breaks when you feel like you need to take breaks because your mental health is extremely important. And then, long story short, You don't gotta do everything all at once. Maybe sometimes it's good to just focus on having a good result, good product, something that you're proud of. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna look back and you're gonna want to be proud of the things that you created, things that you accomplished, you know.
Okay, all right. So again, I do appreciate you coming on the podcast. Do you have any like shout outs you wanna like mention or anything currently going on in your life? That's upcoming as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on a couple podcasts coming up soon. I'm gonna be on a show called 106 in Wall Street. Definitely check it out. I got an album out called Roses and Ashes, and another one called Full Cup out on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. Saratoga Park is out on SoundCloud. I got music videos on YouTube, so definitely check out the stuff that I have, and I got more projects on the way. So I'm very excited about everything that I got coming up. And I want to continue to do this the way that everybody wants to see it happen. So if y'all have any feedback from me or ideas or you want to collaborate, definitely reach out. So you know where to find me. My Instagram is Gia Greer. Yeah, my TikTok is like Spicy Goddess. And my YouTube is like Gia. So yeah, thank you so much for everything. And it's so lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for the time and yeah.
Okay, and then like how we always say, oh no, wait, I'm sorry. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We post and share to all social media platforms, and like how we always say, the truth shall set you free, and it's a wrap.
I touch that's fine for you. I do that 3 more times again. I testify for you. I told her like you, that bitch. I do it all, and I'm around. You're scared to do.